Welcome once again to the Achieve Your Dream Summit. I'm your host, Coach Rick, and my big thing is strategy for destiny. What were you born to do? It's all about personal development and helping people find what it is they were born to do, get the right tools to make it happen. And I'll tell you, we got one of those toolkit ladies here today. Her name is Susie Smith, and she is amazing. She does branding. I'm going to read you her bio, but I did want to let you know that my mother, who passed away like at 94, when during the Great Depression, she lived on the plains of Montana and she actually did branding, but I don't think that's the kind of branding that Susie has for us. So here we go. This is Susie. She is a global leader in career branding management and the visionary co-founder of the Branding Gurus and Career Niche. And that's with your husband, who we also have a video on. I love that. Susie has developed the Iconic Brand Mastery signature program for entrepreneurs and the Career Marketing Mastery for job search and career advancements for career-driven individuals. She helps individuals and groups with proprietary courses, coaching, and mentoring to assist the future you to thrive in this new exponential age of growing competition, growing diversity, of marketing channels for your visibility, and increasing technological change that we are in. Her iconic brand mastery program, got to get it right, will show you how to clearly message so you will find the path of least resistance to greater PR and visibility, brand awareness for sales, and being the preferred leader in your space while creating the greatest positive impact for your audience and the world. That's a big worldview, young lady. Susie is dedicated to her clients' successes, and it shows through their ability to help people achieve their dreams. I like that part. In regards to jobs and career and solopreneur growth objectives, as well as many Fortune 1000 organizations and their team plans. She looks forward to helping her clients stand out as iconic brands that thrive, as she has more of an optimistic view of the future than most career coaches as a career futurist. In fact, she uses wonderful brand strategy tools from the best minds in future planning for building your iconic brand and business. Now, as a speaker, Susie offers seminars, talks, summits, workshops, and coming soon in Q2 of 2022, a YouTube and podcast show interviewing guests on today and tomorrow's disruptive personal brand landscape, which addresses your opportunities to become the iconic brand. Woo, that's a mouthful.
That was awesome.
All right. Well, I think your husband put that together. I think he likes you, doesn't he? Yeah, I think you get along. And I just love the fact that I help people figure out their destiny and provide them with tools to get there. And you provide tools to get them to get that destiny to where it needs to be.
That's right.
Yeah, in the workplace, in the real world. Yeah, yes. Instead of just pie in the sky, like some gurus, follow your dream, live your destiny. And I'm going, what is my dream? Do I even have a destiny? That's why I put together strategy for destiny.
Yes.
Now they figure out what they're doing. They hand it off to you. Woo!
Yes.
Here we go. Okay. Since I asked this of everybody. Okay. So I want a wide-eyed answer from you, young lady. Here we go. Since the theme of this summit is achieve your dream, I'm going to ask you, Susie Smith, what were you born to do?
I feel like I'm on a quiz show.
You are.
What was I born to do?
Answers. Yeah, no wrong answers.
What was I born to do? I was born to help people achieve. I love to serve my mankind, humankind. I want to go out there and I want to help them to be the best that they can be through their own personal brand, as well as, how they thrive in either as an entrepreneur or how they thrive as a person in, corporate world or in their career, because it makes a huge difference. Because the one thing that we have to understand is that you start your career at a very early age, and that reputation continues on throughout your career and who you meet along the way. So I want to be here and help out people to understand and help them look at their own personal brand and their own reputation and their own assets to evaluate their assets. And we'll talk about that later.
All right. Okay. Well, the second question I'd like to ask is, what did you do to get there? That's a big one. That's loaded.
Oh my gosh, are you sure we only have like 40 minutes? Okay, I'm going to start right from the beginning. How it all started. I really was into sales, love sales, always had love sales, always had a knack for sales. And so when I ended up working for an organization that, I was an international salesperson, international business manager for a software company. And so what had happened is that this was during the dot-com era. No, not recently, not 5 years ago, but the original dot-com era when it had busted. So what had happened is that software company was no longer there. So what had happened is that if any of you are out there that are Canadians, you would understand that when you had to go for unemployment, you had to go for certain classes to be able to be eligible for your unemployment. So during that time, they had asked that we were going to be doing like a resume course. So they said we had to do our resumes ahead of time, right? So I had to go and research what a resume was all about. What are the criteria? It's not just like a typical, just your job description, and it has to have more, and it has to be your achievements, your successes, your assets, like we're going to talk about. And so I just so happened to know somebody that had a staffing firm, and he just so happened to be my husband, not at that time. So he had tons of books on his bookshelf in the office. And so I just kept grabbing them all along. And what had happened is that I finished all my resume. It looked beautiful. It was great. And then when I had taken it with me, we were supposed to show it to the person that was doing the training at the government site. And so one of the things they asked us to do was to pass that resume down to the next person, and then that person will evaluate it for you, right? So when the person passed theirs, and I said to the person, well, you got to do this, you got to put your skill sets, what's your assets, like what's your transferable skills, and I just kept asking the question, what are your achievements, like have you ever increased profit, have you ever came up with a new filing system? So I kept asking this person question. They kept looking at me, go, no, it's really important. It's really important. And so they start putting it all down. And so finally, after, the trainer said, okay, we're all done now, how did it go? And then at the end, everybody else went to me, said, can you take a look at mine at the table, right? They weren't listening to the trainer, right? They were actually looking at me as the expert.
Sure.
And that's how I ended up starting Career Niche with my husband, Christian, because at that time we found there was going to be a need in our own city for individuals to come and get their resumes done. And then eventually what happened over time, then we brought in the career coaching, and then we started working with people and companies that were downsizing. And so the portfolio got bigger and bigger and bigger. So we were doing career coaching, and then we started getting into personal brand. And then by 2008, when the economy crashed again, we were prepared. But we were prepared also, and that we learned along the way also, that the individuals did not want to go back to work. They want to become entrepreneurs. They want to become like us. They want to become coaches and consultants, right? And they didn't even know where to go from there, right? I mean, there wasn't anything out there. I mean, there was, but they needed a place to start, and that was us. So when they came to us, that's how we ended up developing the entrepreneur, what we're called the corporate to coach process. And then that's how we ended up developing the personal brand, which is now the professional brand. So that's how everything ended up happening over time, because we're just finding out what is trending, what is the market needing at that time. And we even evaluated our own personal brand, right? Our own brand for the company. Like, what can we offer these individuals that they flourish? And they were so grateful. I mean, some of them had started their own business. Some of them, had gone back to the corporate world and got higher pay than from what they had from before. It's just so fulfilling altogether, just to help out these individuals to get to that dream that they never thought they could get to.
Wow. Yeah, I just feel like I've held my breath the whole time you were talking. I need to just breathe here and take all of that in. It is all about helping other people. And I have found in 35 years of counseling now called coaching, that so many people, they could be that go-to person like you were when you were helping with resumes. People recognized that and they came to you. And you see, here's where, I don't know, 90+% of people out there, even though people come to them for advice, they come to them to fix this, they come to them to learn about this or that or the other thing, and they don't see it as something that they can make to grow, that they can actually flourish if they would put together some way of training people in what it is that you're good at. Because most people that I've ever talked to about their plan, their destiny, they'll say, oh, well, that's easy for me. Okay, is it easy for 98% of the other people? Well, no, they don't actually get it. I have to explain it to them. How about if you explain that in a book? How about if you explain that in a course? How about if you explain that on a podcast or on a TV show or something like that? And that's where I'm coming from. In 2008, I struggled, but it took all the way to 2016 to write the book. What were you born to do? Because I was mad. I was mad at society. I was mad at gurus who didn't tell you how to make it happen. I have a plan for people. You have a plan for people. It's a path, it's a roadmap, it's a blueprint. So, okay, now this is you've already answered a lot of this, but I want to know if there's any more I can drag out of you. The next question, how does your business fit into your dream? Is there more?
Of course, there's more, because now we've developed the iconic brand mastery, right? So my passion, because it was just not only that I was helping out the individuals, and I'm going to be honest with you, we're learning along the way also. Although we do a lot of research and development, and we're learning too along the way, and that's what I love about it, right? And we developed this our experiences, and we developed our own assets so that we can deliver it to others. So then when we developed the iconic brand mastery, we wanted to really get out there. I mean, we were focusing on careers, and then if individuals were coming us, then we would help them entrepreneurially, right? But we wanted to get out there with the whole coaching circle. We wanted to get out there and like help the individuals, help other coaches, help solopreneurs, help heartfelt coaches, and just help everybody just understand, because we're not a marketing company. We're a personal brand company, right? We're a professional brand company. That's the difference. So we really take a look at the individual and what the individual can be as the iconic brand in the marketplace. And then that's the thing that people think that, oh, it's just meant to be for lots of solopreneurs. Sure, it can, but it also helps out for individuals that are in their careers, because they have to develop their personal brand in their career or as a solopreneur over time. And so that's how we provide them with the steps all the way through. So that's how we go about helping out with the personal brand. And I hope I hadn't answered the question there, because I went off and I just kept going on. And
what I like especially is that you run the gamut from someone who is they've just moved up at Home Depot to some sort of a management level, but they really want that supervisory job. They really want that. They would love to be a store manager, or maybe manage their own store or something like that. And they might already be 30, 40, or 50 years old. And you're going to go after them, but you're also going to go after and dramatically help the person who needs to be teaching that Home Depot guy or gal how to move up, what they need to do, how they need to brand themselves, so that when they go to Home Depot corporate and they say, hey, here I am the best thing since sliced bread. And you have told them what to say, how to conduct themselves. And they know that this is what they want to do. But it's also the entrepreneur, the author, the coach like me.
Yes.
You're not going to be able to get rid of me, because I'm coming to you guys to help me further my brand. Yeah, because it's what you don't know what you don't know.
That's right.
And I don't know that there are some things out there as far as branding that I probably should know. And guess who knows them? Susie and Chris. Yay! Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We've covered a lot in 15 minutes here. I want you to tell us a little bit about the title. I don't happen to have it here, but what is the title of this talk today? And please expand some more on that.
So it's become an iconic brand.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So becoming an iconic brand. So you have to take a look at. So we have what we call our dancing to the beat of your brand. That's our system. And so what we do is that we take each of them as a different acronym. And what I wanted to talk about today, but becoming an iconic brand, is the A and dancing, and that's assets. So that's what I was talking about, understanding your assets, understanding yourself, understanding your audience. So you would have to take a look at what experiences have you had? What are the additional experiences or skill sets that others don't have that is going to make you stand out from others? Mm-hmm. So you really have to do a thorough skill set, taking a look at your Myers-Briggs, taking a look at even Carl Jung's 12 archetypes, just to understand of who you are and how you can serve your audience and how your audience will respond back to you, right? Mm-hmm. Because each archetype is different. So how do we respond to each archetype? Sure. So with the becoming an iconic brand, that's where we have to decide what is that one thing that is really going to make you stand out from others. What is that one thing? So we want to pinpoint what that is. And so we go through our assets, it goes through our attributes, our strengths, our skills. So we're able to focus on that. And we have worksheets that they can work on, and then we develop that. And so they can understand what they have that is different in the marketplace.
Wow. Okay. So that was the A. What are some of the other letters?
D for dream.
Hey, that's welcome, man. That's welcome. Okay. All right. Come on now. Come on. Don't hold back, Miss Susie. Don't hold back. Give us both barrels. Come on.
So the dream part is that what is, they're focusing on, like you were saying, how to achieve your dream. Like, what is it, your dream job? But also to take a look at what is it about that dream in particular that is, although you might have a dream, but you also have to take a look at what's trending at that time. How can you take that dream and what's new and what's trending?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. There are more letters in the word dancing.
So I have to go into my notes here.
Well, then just do that. Just relax. We're all just chilling here. We're hanging on what you have to say.
I know.
Yeah.
So
I'll just tell our audience right now, listen up because even if you have found the exact thing that you need to be doing, that your exact destiny, I guarantee you there are others in your sphere of influence. There are others in your family that need to know what they were born to do. That's me. And that branding of themselves and the training that's necessary to make that happen. Because, and you hear me on almost all of these interviews say, in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, where will you be? What are you going to be doing? Are you going to be doing the same things you're doing right now?
Yes.
And will that involve living in a sea of regret? Because that is not a good place to live. Back to you, Susie.
And I'll go back to what you just previously said too, because when, I'm talking to individuals and they have their kids in university or college, and they're always asking, what kind of recommendations do you provide? Like, what do you think they should put on their resume? I said, well, first of all, are they getting involved in the university or the colleges? Are they belonging to any kind of committees or any kind of associations, right? Are they doing any type of volunteer work? that is so crucial on a resume, like the volunteer work in itself, because they don't have very many jobs, right, to put on a resume. But what is it that they did? Were they, president of a club or a treasurer of a club? Or so I always tell everybody, always take a look at, that, and always get involved in something. Even when you're at work, even if you want to belong to the health and safety committee or any other committees that are out there, or if there's a project that they're asking someone to be a part of, to provide feedback to maybe a new software they're implementing, be part of that. Be part of that. Provide your feedback, because they want that. So always get yourself involved. And then another thing that to take a look at is to always write down your achievements. When I was talking about achievements, always write down your achievements, and have a book of achievements. A daily achievement book, or because when you're going to be in an interview or when you're going to be promoting yourself, you want to make sure you have those achievements, those stories, those behavioral type questions. Have you ever, increased, or have you ever, been involved in a project, by implementing a certain software? So I always have everybody make sure you notate everything throughout your career, because it really makes a difference. Even if you get yourself a testimonial from a customer or from a manager or somebody, even from the president, keep it on hand, download it, print it. They say, well, it's on my email at work. I said, print it, have it with you, have it ready. And so then you can develop those assets into one area, and they can. I know, I'm so passionate about it. I could just keep talking about it, just because I can provide so many insights.
This is an interview for you to be able to talk about what you want to talk about, what you think, what you think our audience, our viewership needs to hear. Wants and needs are totally different a lot of times. Yes. So what do they need to hear out of that learned brain of yours?
Wherever you go, wherever you are in the place of work, always try to go over and beyond. There's a lot of things that you can do to help the organization, that they can, look at you and focus on you. Also, it's like, oh, Rick, yeah, you were part of that committee. You were part of that health and safety committee. Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was great feedback. Yeah, exactly. So always get noticed, always do extra. Always make sure that you're kind to everybody. Try to be the hero. If you find something or research something that might help out the company or might help out the person in your next cubicle, go ahead, help out. That's what we're all about. We're here to help out everyone else as well as ourselves. But at the same time, we're helping others. And that makes you feel better that you're able to help out. And please don't try to be the person at the water cooler gossip.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so try to be the one that is out there to help and to be part of something. It's always nice to be a part of something.
A lot of people that I have counseled and coached, especially at the mega church, they stay hidden. They just stay hidden, and then they come to work, they do what they do, and then they go home, and it's so sad. Now at 6'4", I've never been able to hide. No. In fact, everybody can see me over their cubicle wall. So. All righty. Well, that is great. Is there more? Is there more? Come on now. You've got plenty of time. More dancing, more branding, more wisdom.
Be kind on social media, please.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh, goodness.
Because you never know, you're representing yourself, but you're also representing your family. You're also representing your company. Even though it is a personal choice, I understand everyone has to have their own voice and their personal voice, and I understand that. But be kind. Be kind.
That's good. Well, I know that you have a gift for our viewers. Would you like to tell us about that?
So it is the Iconic Brand Mastery book, and it is strategically.
What you've been talking about? What you've been talking about?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So it's going to position you as the brand, as an iconic leader in your niche.
My goodness. Can you give us just a few little tidbits from that so that everybody can get all excited about getting that? Now that's the freebie, okay? Now, okay, I want to remind you, viewers, audience, that you're watching Miss Susie here one time. If you want to get back on and listen to her again, have somebody else listen to her, you need to do the VIP upgrade. If you've watched several of these interviews, it's like, oh, he's going to talk about that again. But it's important. It's important. You get all the freebies. You get to watch and listen to Susie, to her husband Chris. You get to watch all of the speakers. There are a bunch of them, but you also get the VIP gifts, and there are several of those that are worth thousands and thousands of dollars. So don't pass up the VIP upgrade. All right, young lady. I want to ask you this question. I try to ask this of everybody, and you have plenty of time to talk about this. When it comes to living your best life, Susie Smith, what advice do you have for our viewers? What further advice do you have for our viewers? Your best life.
You never know who you're going to meet one day, and you're never going to know how that person's going to feel that day. You might help them today, you might help them tomorrow, you might even see them 20 years later. But you want to be the individual that is the one that they say, oh, I remember that person, Rick, he helped me out. Oh, I remember that person, Rick, he was there for me. Oh, that guy, Rick at work, oh my gosh, he was a ham. So I always look at it this way. You never know who you're going to see, hear, or in 5, 10, 20 years. And you never know how you're going to make that person feel for that day. I always try to make somebody feel good for that day. I mean, I have so many stories where, I go home crying from work or something, right? And we've all had that story. And then I just decided just one day, I just have to be nice to people, right? Just be kind to people in from work, and just, serving each other and helping each other. So that's how I look at it.
All right. Let's say that someone is to the point in their destiny that they're really depressed. They just don't know how to go about what to do, how to go about a career change. They're pulling their hair out. Obviously, I've done that. And they don't know exactly what to do or where to go. And they get pointed at you and Chris. What do you tell them? What do you say as far as this will probably take, or this could take X number of weeks, months, or even years for all of this to come about? And once you've got them calmed down, and I'm serious about this, non-suicidal. Once you've got them calmed down and to the point where they will listen to you, where do you tell them that they need to start with you?
What we do to start with them, because the one thing that individuals in the marketplace or they're looking at their career, the one thing that I think that is the most difficult is when they look at a blank screen and trying to figure out what they should put on their resume. And so what happens, we are all frustrated. Nobody likes to write their resume. I mean, there's some that do, and then they do a wonderful job. But others just look at a blank screen and they don't even know where to begin. They'll just say, okay, sure, I scanned the products and I put them on the shelves, or I filed away the paperwork, or I designed an engine. Okay, and then that's all they can write down there. What we have them to do is we have them, and this is what I do in like an intake session, I really delve into it. I'll go into, okay, you get your cup of coffee in the morning, and then what do, right? And then we go from section to section to section to section. And then I will say to them, are you kidding me? You did that? And they go, yeah, that's part of my job. I'm thinking, no, it's not. That's an achievement. That is something that somebody in your position doesn't do. You went and did something that was amazing. And so that's what we need for individuals like that, is to understand they have done something amazing, and for them to figure that out through our help, through our paperwork, through our talks and our coaching, for them to understand, yeah, you did great. And by the time we're finished with that resume, they said, this isn't me. I go, of course it is. And they become so confident because they know that's who they really are. But we all need that encouragement. We all need that encouragement saying, yeah, way to go, great job, right? But it's more than that. We want to say, no, that was amazing. Wow. We want to bring out the wow factor for them, right? We want them to know that that is a really cool thing that you did at work. You did what? You implemented what? Wow. So that's what we like to do, and help them out and understand that.
Well, I base everything I teach on 3 columns: relationships and communication and encouragement. Everything else stems from those 3. And here's a premise that I'm going to throw out that I don't think I've said on these interviews, is that most people, once they're either out of college and starting to work, or they're out of high school and starting to work, or out of college and starting to work, very rarely do they get much encouragement. Instead, it's, this is your job, do it. And if you don't do it well, or if you don't do it by this deadline, or if blah, 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 even though it gives you ulcers and you age fast and you hate it, this is what needs to be done. And
Right.
people don't care. People after age 27, very few people ever read a book. I mean, it's when you encourage like you do, you're bringing out to you're bringing out the obvious in this branding thing. I guarantee you that even people who think they know what branding is, they probably don't. They probably don't. And when you're done with them, they got that brand on them. Yeah, and it's for life. And I would think, stemming from the encouragement would come confidence.
Yes.
And I am so glad. I'll tell our viewers, we hit a lot of potholes and we hit a lot of roadblocks just getting this interview to happen. And this is actually my last day for doing interviews, and yay, here's Susie. But can you imagine if we had done this Achieve Your Dream Summit without the encouraging heart, without the encouraging mind, without the tools? It's not just Susie and Chris saying, you can do it. No. It's yeah, you can do it. In fact, we're going to show you exactly how. And you did that. You've done that. Oh, that's nothing. Oh no, that's something. Now, would their boss say that? Maybe not. Would their supervisor say that? Would their management say that? Probably not. Probably not. But if you've gotten to that point of frustration, and this is why when I talk to people, they've come to a crossroads, or they're in some sort of transition. And that's the time when you need to hear from me, when you need to hear from Susie, when you need to hear from her husband, Chris. Now, if you haven't seen his interview, you gotta see it. It's a dandy. He's a great guy, laid back, and just this brain, it's just like, I think it's swelled out to here. It's just so chock full there, but he's got good things to say. Oh my goodness. We have done exceedingly well here, young lady. Any last thoughts, final thoughts, as journalists would say?
You are all amazing, and you don't even know it. And some of you do know it. You are great. You are all awesome. And all you have to do is just find that asset that you have to bring out there in the marketplace or into your career, just like Rick did. Coach
Yep.
Rick.
Yep. Took me a long time to get to this point. A lot of frustration and yes, all that stuff. So, all right. Well, I want to remind you one more time, VIP upgrade. It's worth every last plug nickel. Okay, do that. I'm going to say a heartfelt thank you to Susie for finally getting on this speaker interview for the Achieve Your Dream Summit. So now it's on to the next video, and we'll see you there. Bye for now.